Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us to our second, get to know your libraries in NOAA, particular to your line office. So last one we had was in August, talking to OAR. This month we're talking to NESDIS. And I'm Katie Poser, the outreach librarian for NOAA Central Library, and I have my colleagues Jackie Crossman from the NCI Library in Asheville, North Carolina, and Jan Thomas, who is over in College Park at the Betty Peterson Memorial Library, who focus much more on NESDIS resources. So I'll give a very brief look at what Central provides, turn it over to Jan, and then Jackie, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. This is going to be a tight, short 30 minutes. So if you do have questions, please place them in the question panel and we'll get to those at the end. Or if they're relevant, we'll try and squeeze them into the middle. Also, as an attendee, you're muted, so it has to be through the question panel. You can't unmute and ask the question, unfortunately. Also, we are recording this, so if you do miss it, you can return to it and you can share this with your colleagues through our YouTube channel where it will be posted. So with that, let's get started. So first up is NOAA Central Library. So we have a network, a NOAA Library Network of 17 libraries, and NOAA Central is just one. Jan and Jackie represent two others. So NOAA Central supports all of NOAA in the DC and Silver Spring area. That's our kind of local area. College Park is close to DC Silver Spring, but not quite. It has their own library. And then we serve anyone who is outside of one of those 17 libraries. So anyone who doesn't have a local NOAA library associated with either their office, line office, program, etc., and is in their local area, then NOAA Central will serve those people. So our library is at library.noaa.gov. We're physically located in the Silver Spring Building 3 campus. And we have our main email for questions and just general information is the library.reference@noaa.gov. The noaa.gov email address. So I think everyone's seeing the right slide now. I'm realizing I didn't advance it. So great. Particular to NESDIS, and this is kind of true for all of them, but I'm gonna say this for each one as well. We do serve you with reference and interlibrary loan or ILL support. So if there are kind of, I won't say like basic questions, but if you just a reference question, you need a factual check, you need a question about how to cite something, you're looking to learn how to use a particular database, you run into a paywall, all of those things we can support you with. We also have research services if you are looking into how a particular satellite has been used and you want to look at the literature, we could help you scope out a project and do some search string analysis and create a annotated bibliography, something along those lines to help you dig through those the research literature out there. For our electronic resources, I looked exclusively at Silver Spring only content, and so here are the two journals that stood out to me as being within the wheelhouse of NESDIS, which is the IEEE Geoscience and Remote Sensing magazine. This is IEEE is very misleading. It has several geoscience and remote sensing types of journals. The one that Silver Spring is the only one that has access to is the Geoscience and Remote Sensing magazine, which we have from 2013 to the current year. And the Journal of Unmanned Vehicle Systems, also from 2013 to the current year. And when I say Silver Spring only, this means that you must be on the Silver Spring campus to access this one, or you need to be remoting in via your VPN to the Silver Spring campus to get access to this. If you're outside of that and you run into a journal article from either one of these and you would like it, just please email us, email library.reference@noaa.gov, and we would be more than happy to download that article for you and send it over. It just means that currently Silver Spring staff are the only ones who can go on there themselves and download directly. And then we also, within NOAA Central, support and staff the NOAA Institutional Repository. And Jan and Jackie will talk a little bit more about RPTS, but we also all work together on Section 508 compliance for the repository, educating and providing information on predatory publishing and other open science opportunities. And I'm going to turn it over to Jan.
Hey everyone, I'm Jan Thomas. I am the solo librarian here at the Betty Peterson Memorial Library. You may or may not be familiar with it. If you're not, here's the information on it. I'm located right on the ground floor at 1650 in the NOAA Center for Weather and Climate Prediction, or NCWCP. Website, the most up-to-date website is this Google Sites page. It's in my you can find it by looking through Google Sites in your NOAA Google account, or it's only accessible to NOAA employees. My email address, jan@noaa.gov, and so recently the library here changed to a 24/7 open around the clock. Our building, the fourth floor of the NCWCP, is home to the operational meteorologist. So we are the whole building is open 24/7. So we've decided to keep it open all the time. You can check out books or just spend time in the space. In addition, I am on site on Tuesdays through Thursdays from 8:30 to 5, and telework and able to be contacted through email or chat any of the other days. So as an exercise, I just wanted, I work with Sarah, big shout out to Sarah Davis, a bibliometrics librarian here at NOAA, who pulled statistics for us about NESDIS's most cited journals between the years of 2019 and the present. And this is the top 10 list of things that have been most cited by NESDIS authored publications. And I'm not going to go through them each one by one, but I'm happy to report that NOAA as a whole has access to 9 out of 10. And here in my facility, we have the only other one that isn't accessible NOAA wide. So that number 2, the IEEE transactions on geosciences and remote sensing, that is available specifically in my building, and also available through VPN connections if you are teleworking. The rest of them are either open access or journals that are available NOAA wide. And so there's sort of a little distinction that we're gonna make between NOAA wide resources and site specific resources. So the NOAA Library Network is made up of a number of different libraries, that work all in coordination with one another, but that doesn't mean that they don't have access to specific resources on site that aren't available NOAA wide. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the NOAA wide ones that may be of use to NESDIS researchers, and then I'm also going to talk about some that are specific to my library. Now, if you aren't on site at my library, that's okay. You can get in touch with me. I'm happy to share journal articles either through, if I don't have them, through interlibrary loan, or the libraries work together. That's why we're a network. So even if you don't think that you have access to something, get in touch with your librarian and they'll track it down for you. So first we'll cover NOAA wide resources, and these are available on NOAA network connections. So either through your VPN or on site if you're hardwired into a NOAA and have a NOAA IP address. That's how they authenticate currently. So all the NOAA wide resources you can find through our discovery layer, and that's linked at the top of this page. But in addition, some of the heavy hitters we have access to NOAA wide. Science and nature, those are sort of used unilaterally through sciences and cover a vast variety of topics, always relevant to people that are working in the sciences. Nature is recently NOAA-wide, and that does include the ancillary nature titles, including climate change, geoscience, and more. We also have access to Science Direct Elsevier published journals. That's over 2,200 different journals, one of the most prevalent being remote sensing of environment. The researchers that I've worked with in the past have yearned for this journal for years, so we're happy that it's available and available NOAA-wide. In addition, the network libraries pay into a number of different resources that are provided NOAA-wide through the central library, and some of those are 3 different ebook platforms: ProQuest eBook Central, Overdrive, and Wiley Online Library. Now, they range. ProQuest and Wiley are concentrated mostly on the science, but Overdrive ebooks can be about things like professional development, project management, leadership. It talks about other things, and that's something to note important as well. If your main function in NOAA isn't as a researcher, but you still need things to help you do your job better, the library's for that as well. So don't be afraid to come and talk to your librarian about other things that can help you as long as it's related to your job function. We offer Web of Science. It is a meta search that searches a lot of indexed journals and allows you to search across different journals and compile bibliographies on subject related things. It's tied in with different things, insights, which allows you to get direct, it allows you to get metrics based on citations and create reports based on things that you've compiled in Web of Science, and also journal citation reports, which comes out yearly and gives statistics for the highest ranked journals in specific fields according to a specific metric that Clarivate uses. We also subscribe to CABLES, which is it is a list of predatory publishing journals that allow for you to make sure that if you're going to publish in something, that it isn't flagged for predatory practices. JSTOR, also a rather large search engine that has a lot of different older journals available to it, and also BioOne. And again, these are available NOAA-wide. If you can't access these things but think that you should, you can get in touch with the librarians, or there is an access report function on the Central Library's website and my website that I mentioned earlier. It's just a small form, you fill it out, and in the meantime, we'll track down that thing for you, but then more importantly, we'll track down the reason why you're not able to access that specific resource. And oftentimes that takes a little time to navigate. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the specific resources we have here on site at the Betty Peterson Memorial Library. And again, if you're not here in this building, that's okay. You can contact me, or you can contact whoever your local librarian is, and they can work with me to get access to the resources that if you have interest to them. Now, one of the big ones that we have here, especially for NESDIS researchers, is the SPI Digital Library. SPI stands for the Society of Photographic Instrumentation Engineers. There's a robust digital library of conference proceedings, journal articles, ebooks, and more. And those are all available online at your desktop as long as you're working here at the College Park campus. The Optica journals, which used to be OSA, Applied Optics is the big one. They also have JOSA and a couple of other ones. We have access to all I think the most recent 10 years of all of the Optica journals available here. As I mentioned previously, the number 2 on that bibliometric list that we had is TGARS, IEEE Transactions on Geoscience and Remote Sensing. We also have the Geoscience and Remote Sensing letters through IEEE. I don't have the whole IEEE Explore Digital Library. I would like to. It is very expensive. So we have done analysis and found out that these are the 2 most prevalent ones to the researchers in our building, and that's what we've subscribed to. And just a little bit more about the services we offer. As Katie mentioned, interlibrary loan. So as long as you want something electronic, that's easy. I can get that for you even if you're not in my building. Typically, the generic or in the field will go through the NOAA Central Library for their interlibrary loan requests, but I'll never turn anyone away. If I can't get it for you, I will redirect you towards someone who can. We also have a Science on a Sphere in the library here. It is behind a security perimeter, so if you're on campus and want to see the Science on a Sphere, uses NOAA data to visualize a lot of really cool data sets. So that's available upon request. Again, it's usually only when I'm here that it can be operated, but if you email me, even if you have a small window, I can come in on one of my telework days if you want. And then a couple other things. Katie mentioned through the IR accessibility 508 compliance. I work with the IR team on a lot of different levels, and am happy to sit with anyone or do a video conference with anyone that wants to learn how to make documents 508 compliance for their submission to the institutional repository or work on them for you. So if you're in my building and want that resource, please get in touch with me. If not, generally the IR team would be the person or the people that you'd want to contact for that, but I'm on there. So I one way or the other, I'd set you up. And then finally, because we are co-located on the University of Maryland's campus, we have the ability to get what's a research affiliate status through the University of Maryland. That gives you some benefits like reduced gym membership at the university. You can get in the lottery for a parking space, but more importantly, it gives you access to the University of Maryland's electronic resources. That includes their journals, their databases, their searches. They spend millions of dollars, and we do not have that big of a budget. So they having access to their content in addition to the content that we provide here in the building allows you a more robust library of materials to have access to. And it's a bit of a process to go through. It's not terribly strenuous, but it can be a little bit time consuming, and it does require your PII for the University of Maryland. So there's a specific process to go through. If you are interested in that, please reach out to me. I have numerous guides on how to do it. So it's relatively painless. So that's the Betty Peterson Memorial specific services. But again, as long as if you have a need, I'm happy to help anyone NOAA wide. So if you get in touch with me and I can't help you, I will most definitely track down someone within the network that would be able to help you. So.
Thanks, Jan. Before we move on to Jackie, we did have a question come in and ask if the Speed Digital Library is available online at NSOF.
At where?
The Satellite Operations Facility.
I don't think so.
It's in Suitland, Maryland.
No, it's not. It's not available in Suitland. That's outside. It's a very small geographic area, and it's only available here on the College Park campus. But if you need anything, I am just an email away and happy to send all of that information
Could
whenever you.
someone, bring their laptop and camp out at the library at your location?
So the IP addresses that are included are not the Wi-Fi in our building. They are only the networked connections. So if you have access to a workstation here, you can. There is a workstation, an unmanned workstation in the library where you can access library resources. So if you were to come to this building and wanted to access it and didn't have a workstation to connect your laptop to, you could come to the library and use the computer that we have here. So that is an option. Probably the easiest option is just to send me the DOIs of the things that you're interested in, and I can, even if it's a lot of them, and I can get them to you with relative ease.
I mean, sounds like a sweet trip to College Park, I'm just saying. So
Yeah, and to the library.
the library, yes. Thanks, Jan. Let's move on to Jackie.
Hey everyone, I am Jackie Crossman. I'm the National Centers for Environmental Information librarian. I'm here to support all of NCEI, whether you're in Boulder, Silver Spring, Stennis Space Center, or our headquarters in Asheville. We do recommend NCEI staff who are on Boulder to use the Boulder Labs library, and that's mainly because you are on site. And same with Silver Spring, the NOAA Central Library, you're on site there. So we do have a website. It's kind of a lengthy Google Sites link right there, but I think Katie said we're sending this out after. And on there, you'll find all of our resources and some library announcements and everything. We do have a service email account for the library, and that's ncei.librarian@noaa.gov. And then our physical headquarter location is in Asheville, North Carolina. We do actually share this complex with a few other federal agencies. And we don't have an actual physical collection. We removed the physical collection a couple of years ago, and we moved to a more embedded library model, meaning we're primarily all e-resources. There are no physical materials there. Because we are a digital library, I do work full-time remote Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, so I'm available during those times. So I'll briefly go through these because Jan and Katie kind of mentioned those already. The two last bullets I'll highlight a bit more. But at NCEI, of course, I'm here to offer reference and ILL support. Again, if you're in Boulder or Silver Spring, I do recommend those other two libraries in case you need that physical material. Our electronic resources, I just wanted to highlight a few. We do pay into the Nature package, and just two I highlighted were Nature Geoscience and Nature Climate Change. We pay into the Wiley ebook package, and then exclusive to NCEI is our Chicago Manual of Style. A lot of our staff do use that, and it's pretty popular in the comms department.
Jackie, is that restricted to Asheville location, or is it all NCEI?
Which the Chicago Manual, that should be all
Manual.
NCEI, because I know, and then so these last two bullets are pretty much what I work on most of the time at NCEI. I work on the reports, so such as the sea level rise report, and I'm currently working on the National Climate Assessment, and I do all of the reference work. So, and no, I'm in there every day, all day. It's NOAA wide. A lot of people might not know that we do have access to this software free. So if you use your NOAA email, you can download the software. It's a reference manager software. If anyone has any questions, needs assistance with it, like I said, I'm in it all day, every day, so I'd be happy to help. And then lastly, publication support. I pretty much monitor your manuscripts from the moment they're accepted until the moment they're on the institutional repository. I work closely with the IR team, Jan being one of those team members, to ensure our compliance rate is higher than it has been the last few years. So yeah, we want to make sure that compliance is high, which I think we're doing a pretty good job. Katie, if you go to the next slide, I'll show. The NOAA IR photo on the bottom, NCEI produces anywhere from 70 to 100 publications of peer-reviewed manuscripts a year. And hopefully you can see the numbers down here, but I searched all of NESDIS in 2023. I think it says 128, and which seems pretty good. Seeing how NCEI has, I think we had about 70 this year. So I'm hoping the majority of them are on there. Some of you may have gotten some emails from me in the past month, because the end of the fiscal year, that's when all the emails come out to submit your publications. And then our PTS, which Katie mentioned earlier, this originated with NIMS, but a couple offices in NESDIS have started using it. NCEI and then STAR also uses the same platform as us. I love our PTS. It's a great way to track all of our publications for offices. However, with NCEI, you're only required to submit your publication if you are the first author. So that can be Fed or affiliate. However, we still encourage you to submit your publications to RPTS because, like I mentioned, it's an easy way to track. You submit, your supervisor moves it from technical review, assigns technical reviewers, it goes through policy review, IQA if needed, then the scientific publications report, and then lastly, you will submit it to the NOAA institutional repository that way. And that just kind of omits all those Google forms we have. Like at NCI, we have the accepted manuscript questionnaire, and then the IR also has the Google form. So if everyone could use our PTS, that would be fantastic. But right now it's only the first author that's required. And
first author required, but everyone else recommended.
Exactly, yes. So you could be the second author and not be required to submit, but we do encourage you to submit.
Yeah, because we'll take care of the duplicates if there are any.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the times at NCEI, we have a Google form where you fill out the scientific publications report or accepted manuscript. But if everything was in RPTS, you would just do it there. So it would just get rid of all the Google forms, essentially.
Yeah, make it one.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have about 2 minutes left. So if anyone, this is the question time. This is your moment, NESDIS, to ask your librarians what more we could do for you. Are we doing a good job? Are we missing things? What would you like to hear from us, or what resources would you like to see? I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I have 2:30, so I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Tuesday. Take care.
Bye, everyone.